Hey everyone, how are you doing? I thought we should talk about Tempest, talk about Hims. These stocks are absolutely going insane. I mean, they are insanely priced up right now, and obviously Tempest is completely. I mean, I knew that stock was going to $100 just because you could tell what was going on with it. Now, obviously, even with the drop off here in the market, it's still pretty high right now, which is crazy. So let's talk about these a little bit. I don't want to talk about them much because I'm trying to keep these secondary channels smaller here for people that like smaller videos, shorter videos, straight to the point, what's going on. But so let's get into it here. So Tempest stock here, this is absolutely freaking nuts. Obviously, this stock has been, it's got two of these huge sectors wrapped up in it: healthcare, AI. And two, Nancy Pelosi has been attached to the stock, and two, Kathy Wood. So you've got two huge names attached to it that are in the investment community world. I think everybody knows those two people. So Tempest has just been in this, riding this AI train here the past, essentially, this year, all of this year. I mean, this went from like a $40 stock to $50 stock to like, whoa. I mean, even back in February, this stock was right around $90, and then, we lost it with the collapse in February, but it slowly has come back strong here. And two, I mean, the thing is, when you look at the quarterlies are not terrible. They're moving in the right direction. So that is a huge part of what's going on right now with Tempest, is that yes, there's a lot of expectation around it and people attached to it, all that kind of stuff, and it's making quarterlies. That's a big thing. It's been making quarterlies, but the last one they turned out here, Q2 it was actually pretty good, but in the right direction. And the next one here is coming out November 3rd. I'm gonna tell you what, that is gonna be a packed day with quarterly. That's Palantir. That's a lot of other. I mean, that is gonna be a big day in the market. So Tempest here is just, it is running like crazy. It's a lot like, something like CRISPR. CRISPR's going freaking nuts. CRISPR isn't even making money. It's just all expectation of what could be with the future of that stock. But Tempest here is actually making money, getting very much in this realm of possibilities of, by this time next year, could we be in, a place where it's bringing out $500 million quarterlies, $600 million quarterlies? Maybe it's going to do a jump here. It is a very interesting growing situation. And I think a lot of people, even I'll be totally honest with you, I kind of was like, this is a very iffy situation, because, it's such essentially a new company, new stock to the stock market. And with the high runnings that we're having, that were going on here just in the beginning of the year, I was like, this is going to be a dangerous situation. I could definitely see it going to $100 here. The situation that has happened with it going to $100 here, it's took a while. And that is what is very, that's the confident, the element that I see right now with it, that it's taking some time for this to get to $100. Now, obviously, it being October, everything has been running hot here in October. I mean, the end of September and the 1st of October here, everything's been going crazy, even more so. S&P hitting all new, levels. So AI stocks been riding this wave once again. And now, the question is, we've had sell-off in Tempest here, still at this $90 range here, which is insane. And even when that sell-off came Friday with Trump releasing that tweet, we had the market jump back up over after hours because Trump came out with another tweet. It was like, well, maybe we'll work out some. It may not be that bad as people think. I don't know if somebody told him to do that or what, but it brought back some of the market. But a lot of stocks came back with that. So, yeah, I mean, I just want to say congratulations to people that bought this, back, even in the summer when you were buying this back for like $57. I mean, you have doubled your earnings there, your what you put into it. So, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And they've been doing well. They've been, signing a couple partnerships here this year. So, I look at Tempest and I go, this is something that undoubtedly, I look at Tempest as kind of the same way as I look at CRISPR. These are very two unique elements that are in AI, but also, tech, but also in the healthcare field. So they're going to get expensive. They're part of two conglomerates in the market that are expensive. So that's why one reason, I was very confident that Tempest was going to $100. It was not that big of a deal. The question is now, what can it survive at? There's obviously a lot of expectation around it. It's a very manipulated stock. It's obviously overbought completely, but it's the expectation of what it can be. You're buying many things of that price right now. You're buying names that are attached to it. You're buying AI. You're buying Kathy Wood's name. You're buying Pelosi. You're buying, AI, healthcare. You're the FOMO attached to it. But, as long as they keep coming out with these quarterlies that are doing very well, and, I'm going to be honest, this next quarterly, if they break into this range somewhere around, $500 million, if they're able to achieve something like that, that is going to be very interesting for what the rest of the year could bring. Obviously, that's a huge strike up. But 500 million would be great, but more than likely they'll probably bring out like a like $350 million quarterly, maybe 400 million. But for them to hold this $100 price point, I would imagine they would really, really have to come out with a massive quarterly. It's possible. We've seen some AI stocks come out with insane quarterlies here recently, so we'll see what happens. And Hims is one of these other stocks that November 3rd coming out with their quarterly. It's going to be a busy day, November 3rd. Hims obviously is just this company that has come out of nowhere. People were talking about it last year, getting a lot of attention, but it's really been this cycle of these recent quarterlies that have been getting the most attention, because Hims has gone from these $200, $300, $400 million quarterlies all the way up to now 500, 600. Now we're back down right under $600 million quarterly in such a short time frame. I mean, that's huge. It's a huge jump. And two, I think everyone has seen Hims commercials at this point, advertising their product, and that's, they're spending a lot of money on advertisement. It's working. I mean, it's a newer company. They're trying to get their name out there. But with that, I know a lot of people right now that are buying up Hims for like long term. I look at Hims and I go, this is one of those stocks where I go, this could just be the beginnings of what's coming here. This $500, $600 million quarterly, range that Hims is in right now, this could just be the baby footprints of getting into a lot more aggressive quarterlies by this time next year. Here's the thing. If Hims releases this next quarterly, and it's back up over the $600 million range, I mean, this is going to really push up back into those, $60, $70 range numbers. More than likely, because it's just growing so massive. I mean, this company is bringing in a lot of business. And, this isn't, I don't think this is like a one-hit wonder thing we're seeing here. Two areas in the stock market that are getting a lot more attention than people may want to admit. It's obviously AI. I think we all know that, but it's also healthcare. It's also this revolutionary movement in healthcare with, when we talk about CRISPR, we talk about Hims, talk about, even what Tempest is doing. It's very much in that realm right now. So, I don't look at Hims and go like, they're going to run out of business. I think they're going to run out of, places to find revenue. I don't think that's the case at all. And I'm honestly shocked that this stock is not $60, $80. I'm really shocked. It's really weird to say Tempest is a $100 stock and Hims is, a $50 stock, 55, 60 on a good day. That's kind of crazier to say, really, but obviously Hims is more of retail people. It's it's just the daily average investor that are really looking at Hims. So there's obviously a lot more room to build up Hims at a faster rate, I would say, especially if this next quarterly is really, really decent. This is going to be a big change price point, probably what's going to happen. So yeah, friends, I haven't talked about Hims or Tempest, and I saw people were leaving comments like, why don't you talk about Hims anymore? Why don't you talk about Tempest? I'm trust me, I'm paying attention to them. I really am. Tempest, I'm really excited to see where it's going to go. I really am. That stock is getting so much attention by so many wealthy big investors. But two, Hims, I think, is still very much in this reality of the retail investor, of where it, even if you're buying it now at this, $40, $50, $60 level, you have a lot more high potential to do well long term on that investment. Because, like I said, I don't think Hims is going anywhere. I think this is a very new developing company that they're going to continue to push into these realms of just decent revenue and, really structure itself. Even with a pushback, a collapse in the future market, whenever this bubble, this pop comes in the market, which it definitely wasn't Friday. That is not, the collapse of the market by any means. But Hims, as long as they find business do well, which they're doing, this is really what is going to drive this expectation in this price point, what we're seeing right now. So yeah, it's wild to see these two stocks just run like crazy. I mean, Tempest that is insane. It's weird to like say something's going to go to that kind of price point and then it does, and you go, I think you can see, if you've been through seasons in the market, I don't think Tempest was really that hard to call, essentially, because you could see the FOMO, you could see the hype around it, where it was going. But two, there's a lot going on with Tempest in the realm of AI, healthcare, all that kind of stuff. And Hims too is a very popular stock, and it's probably going to get a lot more popular if these next round of quarterlies are very decent. So friends, take care of yourself. I will talk to you soon. I appreciate all of you listening to me yap my gums, and I'm super excited to see where this market turns out starting today, pretty much, and see if we can get it back to investors' hands here, which I think we will. I think we'll take back the market here. Friends, bye-bye.